Welcome to the True North Racing Podcast, your go-to show for all things racing from coast to coast. We're here to chat with your favorite racers and bring you the latest from the world of short track racing. Hosted by Jon Morrison and Brandon Feeney. Get ready for fast cars, big personalities, and all the racing action you can handle. Ready? Green, green, green.
All right, welcome back to a brand new episode of the True North Racing Podcast, presented by Driving with Haley. I'm your host, Jon Morrison. Joining me as always, Brandon Feeney. Brandon, how are you, buddy?
Doing great. There's the racetrack this weekend. Was surprised with the weather that we had, that we actually got summer racing in. But at least we're back on track.
Yeah, and I know it sucks that tracks weren't able to go again, Peterborough being one of them. Who else didn't go? Sauble was like Sauble was Brighton didn't go. Sauble was already didn't have racing scheduled for this weekend from what I remember. It's supposed to be a wrestling event, but anyway, they had an open practice they were going to do on Saturday and it got rained out. The Mother Nature is just being unrelentless right now, and this week it's not even looking that good either. In the sense of like it's all the way through from Wednesday through Saturday. We're getting when did April showers become May flowers turn into May showers bring bullshit? Can't say that.
Well, I'm pretty sure there's already swearing in this episode. You got to bleep. But
I'm not bleeping it. We're good as one word.
The last couple of years, it's been. I've said it's been the last couple of years. The first couple, like even look at Peterborough last year.
Yeah,
half of us at Peterborough started going to Volt Raceway because we got rained out so many times. We had a whole group that would literally go to Volt, see what other cars called it, and then would go to the track that didn't call it and hope they race.
Yeah, like it was unreal. Even the past couple of years, the way the weather's been working, and it's unfortunate because these tracks need to make money, and the only way they make money is when they have events going on. And speaking of events, I don't know if anyone saw what I posted on Facebook. I don't know if you saw what I posted on Facebook the other day, that there was a NASCAR. Have since found out it was a NASCAR Canada car that had been turning laps at Flamboro Speedway in a TV show that was on Amazon Prime.
This is the one that me and you were talking about when all the different billboards were up last year. Like, what are they filming here?
Yeah. So it turns out it's this new program, TV series on Amazon Prime called Motorheads. I have watched it. I'm on episode 9 of 10 right now. I've been kind of using this background noise, but as soon as something interesting catches my eye, like, hearing race car noises, head just turns for what I'm working on. But yeah, like honestly, I've been watching it because one, I'm not from the Brant County area, but I spent a majority of my childhood in the area, and that includes Paris, that includes St. George, that includes Brantford. My family is from that. Like my mom's side of the family is from that area. I spent a lot of time growing up in St. George at my grandparents' house. Well, my grandparents were on the board at the Paris Agricultural Society, so growing up for me, I was always at the Paris Fairgrounds from the week before Labor Day weekend all the way through Labor Day Monday, essentially. So when I saw that they posted, there was this TV show, recorded here, I was like, okay, I got to check this out. And then as I started getting going at the end of the first episode, or I think it was probably leading actually in the second episode, all of a sudden I see this nighttime black and white walls and I'm like, Flamboro Speedway. It turns out it was, And now as I'm watching the series, it's actually a really good series. One of the main characters in it was, if anyone from I guess from Brandon as well, but anyone who grew up watching Boy Meets World, if you guys ended up tuning into Girl Meets World, this is one of the main characters is who Corey Matthews' baby brother who played Corey Matthews' little brother Joshua in Girl Meets World. He's actually in this program. So it's kind of cool. He kind of just plays a little bad boy
We really have
character.
to use that as a reference, right?
Uh, yeah, but
You,
it's been a good
you know
show.
exactly
Okay.
why I'm giving you that look.
Yeah, it's been a good program. I've really enjoyed it. But go make sure you go check it out because again, it was filmed at Flamboro Speedway. It was filmed in Brant County, Paris area. So like lots of beautiful views in it. Great program. But so that I've really enjoyed. Let me know what you guys think of it. Um, there was again, it was a lot of fun. I didn't go to any tracks this weekend, unfortunately, but we know there were some incidences. We're not going to talk about it because we did talk about it. Um, we didn't talk about it on the program, but we did talk about it off screen. I don't think, but we do wish everyone a speedy recovery who had incidences this weekend. Again, Mother Nature. I don't know. I, is the is are we going to start blaming the people who are into horoscopes on this one? Who go like who blame their stuff on Venus not being in retrograde or Mercury in retrograde or something like that? Because there was two cars that
I'm a
flipped.
Libra. Whoops.
Um, it was just a tough weekend. Ty Pill went around the seven car. I didn't catch who was driving that one.
Eric Stewart.
No, not.
Oh,
I was talking about
sorry.
Flambro still.
My bad.
Um, the number seven pure stock flipped there. Megan Mitchell took a hard hit. Um,
I think the
Eric,
7 was name was Braden.
I think it was like Milligan or something like that. Matt Young, if you want to call me out for it, do it. Because it's his car that went over last night. But Megan took a hard hit as well because of it. Eric Stewart took a hard hit. Um, wishing you guys all a speedy, safe recovery because one, it's not fun being flipped. It's not fun being
You,
involved in an accident like that where we got to talk about it like that.
you know, I just realized it was not a good weekend for 7 cars. Stewart, Braden, the 7 modified into that
Yep.
sunset as well. Yeah.
Ty's number 18, so that doesn't work.
Yeah, well,
And
maybe he
seven
wanted
and
to be
seven
second.
doesn't make 14.
Well, they had
Oh, seven and
21,
seven,
so
yeah.
they played legal age in the States and legal age in Canada. That's all I'm going with.
um, we're not going to go too much on our Pets Pro Penny opening segment, but we got a couple interviews we got to share with you guys. So we're gonna jump out of here. Next time you see us, we will be in with our conversation with Pops Campbell. Enjoy these interviews. All right, welcome back to a brand new episode of the True North Racing Podcast, presented by Driving with Haley. I'm your host, John Morrison. Joining me as always, Brandon Feeney. Brandon, how are you, buddy?
Doing great. You know, it was the racetrack this weekend. Was surprised with the weather that we had, that we actually got some racing in. But at least we're back on track.
Yeah, and I know it sucks that tracks weren't able to go again. Peterborough being one of them. Uh, who else didn't go? Sauble was like Sauble
Brighton.
was Brighton didn't go. Sauble was already didn't have schedule racing scheduled for this weekend from what I remember. It's supposed to be a wrestling event, but anyway, they had an open practice they were going to do on Saturday and it got rained out. Um, the Mother Nature is just being unrelentless right now, and this week it's not even looking that good either. In the sense of like it's all the way through from Wednesday through Saturday. We're getting when when did April showers become May flowers turn into May showers bring bullshit? Can't say the rest of that.
um, well, I'm pretty sure there's already swearing in this episode. You got to bleep. But
I'm
yeah,
not bleeping
there's
it. We're good as one
the
word.
last couple of years. It's been, I've said, it's freaking. It's been the last couple of years. The first couple, like even look at Peterborough last year.
Yeah,
Half us at Peterborough started going to Volt Raceway because we got rained out so many times. We had a whole group that would literally go to Volt, see what other cars called it, and then would go to the track that didn't call it and hope they raced.
yeah. Like it was unreal. Even the past couple of years, the way the weather's been working, and it's unfortunate because these tracks need to make money, and the only way they make money is when they have events going on. And um, speaking of events, I don't know if anyone saw what I posted on Facebook. I don't know if you saw what I posted on Facebook the other day. That there was a NASCAR. I've have since found out it was a NASCAR Canada car. Um, that had been turning laps at Flamboro Speedway in a TV show that was on Amazon Prime.
This is the one that me and you were talking about when all the different billboards were up last year.
Yeah,
Like, what are they filming here?
yeah. So turns out it's this new program, TV series on Amazon Prime called Motorheads. I have watched it. I'm on episode 9 of 10 right now. I've been kind of using this background noise, but as soon as something interesting catches my eye, like hearing race car noises, it, head just turns for what I'm working on. Um, but yeah, like honestly, I've been watching it because one, I'm not from the Brant County area, but I spent a majority of my childhood in the area. And that includes Paris, that includes St. George, that includes Brantford. My family is from that. Like my mom's side of the family is from that area. I spent a lot of time growing up in St. George at my grandparents' house. Well, my grandparents were on the board at the Paris Agricultural Society. So growing up for me, I was always at the Paris Fairgrounds from uh, the week before Labor Day weekend all the way through Labor Day Monday, essentially. So when I saw that they posted, oh, there was this TV show. All right, and we're celebrating the first round of the Steel City Rumble Series, and we got the winner from last night, the 36 of Lane Zardo. Lane, how's it going, man?
Very good. Not only did we get the win, but we got the Jomo Media Hard Charger Award. So shout out to the boys at Jomo Media. Thank you for supporting that series and doing what you can to help us out, man.
As I told you off air, I love the Super Stocks. I've always loved them at Flamboro Speedway. They've always put on a good program. It sucks to see that it's come to a 5 race series, but Justin Carlson has done a great job of promoting it. Getting the cars out, decent car count last night. Looked like 35 laps. Man, you started near the back. What was it like battling through the field throughout the entire night?
Yeah, well, first and foremost, I really personally like the 5 race series. Could probably have a few more, but just to get the super stocks back to Flamborough, that's kind of what we needed was something a little bit smaller. The problem, Flamborough always tried to run like 18 nights, like literally like I remember running a mini stock when I started there, and it was like we ran like 19 nights almost consecutive. It's like holy
Yeah.
crap, man! It was cool when I wasn't paying the bill and I was like 15 years old, but it's hard when it's hard when real life comes into play sometimes. So yeah, I'm really gonna enjoy the next like the 5 race series, the next 4 races, and but yeah, the race was pretty cool. Like kind of started near the back there. That there was the full field invert. So qualified third. We had on some used tires for qualifying because we got a tire rule. We're allowed to start with 4 brand new tires and 4 used tires in our inventory, and then we get I believe 3 or 4 more as the year goes on. So just try to save our new tires for the actual race. Didn't feel the need to qualify on them because we knew there was going to be a minimum 6 invert and then a dice roll after that. So Roy Wilkie, my teammate, actually ended up getting the fast time. He had the fastest time of the day, including all practices. So congrats to him. And yeah, I guess I won't be going to Vegas with him because he rolled a 6. He rolled the absolute worst number. But we had a we all kind of came, or me and him kind of came to the field together. Worked out pretty good. He was able to get by me on a restart there, and then I noticed his right front tire goes away pretty hard. He drives off the right front very aggressively. So after being behind him for a few laps, I saw him starting to push up a little bit, and had a little bit of a run going down the front straightaway. Maybe could have backed off, but definitely by the time we got to our braking zone, I felt like I was there. Got underneath him, got into him. We got into each other a little bit. I tried to stay on the apron, and then was just trying to get after third or trying to get after second and first there. Chad Corcoran, which is my best friend, was leading 3 quarters of the race, and was able to get by him and Bailey in one straightaway. Once again with a little bit of contact. So it was an interesting race, I feel like, for the fans. Pretty respectful racing. Really happy, obviously really happy with the result, but really happy with the guys that came out to support, and hopefully we get a few more the next few races.
Yeah, it would definitely, I wasn't at Flamborough last night. Weekends got switched and I wasn't able to go, but I was able to watch clips from Pedal Power. Thankfully, Pedal Power was there. They put on a great program for us to be able to go back and rewatch the programming. Um, I I talked to Justin not too long ago. We really wanted to bring to light the Steel City Rumble series because it's such great racing. You guys put on great events, and again, it sounds like it already. You guys put on a hell of a program last night. I can only imagine what the next 4 weeks are going to look like when these races happen. You're running the full series for the Steel City Rumble series, correct?
Yeah, full series. So I personally can only make it to four of the five races. Um, the second race of the series, it's got a conflict on my schedule for my grandfather's memorial race at Sunset. But Kenny Grubb's going to get back in the race car. He's going to
That's going
fill
to be
in.
cool.
Yeah, it will be cool. I keep on messing with him because he's got titanium hips now. That's why I had to stop racing because he had hip surgery.
Yeah.
Says black and white in the rule book. No titanium carbon. So I keep on messing with him, but he's always running really good at Flamboro. The last year he raced was 2020, and he won a big race at Flamboro.
Yep.
Won two races at Flamboro, I believe, actually. And yeah, so I'm excited to see him get back in the car personally, and then he's going to run another race at Sauble there, and yeah, it'll be a fun year. We got the five races with Flambro. We got the 5 Dayco Series races. Very excited to run with United Racing Series and the Dayco Series, and then a few invitationals here and there with the Super Stock. And other than that, it'll just be a few races with my Pro Late model and my hot rod.
Yeah. You know what? Let's talk about that. I don't want to take up too much of your time. We wanted to focus on the Dayco stuff, but because you brought it up, I do want to talk about it. The hot rod, you guys are running the hot rod a little bit this year. Tell us a little bit about that. What's been the biggest part for you guys in the rebuild of it after having an incident with it was it last year or a couple years ago?
Yeah, so 2 years ago we had a car with no motor. Sent the motor out to get rebuilt because they didn't like the heads on it, so we had to put new heads on it. Um, Waited a little bit too long for that. So 2 years ago we had, like I said, a car with no motor. Got all that put back together last year. Went to test it, and there's a brake failure, and then all of a sudden we found ourselves with a motor and no car. So purchased a car from Sauble Tom Walters. Was a limited late model back in the day that won a lot of championships, a lot of races under the banner of Mike Bentley and Tom Walters. So was very excited to kind of convert that. Had to redo the whole fuel cell or the fuel cage of it. Had to rework the front clip. Had to put motor mounts on to make it a Dodge, and then just spent a lot of time really trying to make this body look as good as I can. I redid all the sheet metal myself and had to
Oh,
redo
wow.
it with tin. So I'm very, very, very excited to showcase it because we had it working when it was a Pinty's chassis that it was like the actual car itself used to be a Pinty series chassis.
Yep.
Now it's a late model chassis, perimeter late model chassis. So we're saving a ton of weight there. And like I said, I'm very, very excited to kind of showcase it off and kind of pay a little tribute to my grandfather.
When is it gonna be the first race that you guys bring that car out to?
It was supposed to be sunset in a few weeks.
Okay.
I don't know if it's going to happen or not, but I wasn't going to go to Flamborough with it. But they're promoting my grandfather's memorial race at their track, which will be this weekend. And I think I heard them talk about it on the announcements about 30 or 40 times. And I looked at my girlfriend and I said, God damn, I gotta try. So I was in the shop right before this interview, and I'll be right back out in the shop as soon as we're done. Just working over a few small things on it, and hopefully have it for a test session on Tuesday, get it wrapped, and on the track race on Saturday.
All right, man. Well, we're not going to take up too much more of your time because you got a lot of work to do by the sounds of it, and I hope to see the beautiful thing out this weekend at Flamboro Speedway. But I do want to congratulate you one more time on being the inaugural winner of the Steel City Rumble Series over there at Flamboro Speedway. Before we let you go, you obviously can't do it without a lot of support. Who do you want to thank for helping you get to victory lane last night?
Well, first and foremost, I gotta thank like Justin Carlson and Mike Schmidt. Like they worked their absolute tails off over the offseason and get this whole thing going. So good job to Justin Carlson and London Recreational Racing for getting this going at Flamboro Speedway. Like I said, me and my teammate both run for Bester Forest Products. They always provide us with really good cars. Gotta thank Brian Mack and Johnny Saunders. They do a bunch of engine work and chassis work on the car. Gully Bridge Transport, RMP Fabrication, Andy Schmidt, Can Do Homes. There's and obviously everybody on the crew, Kenny Grubb, Brad Wedo, Chuck Dorr, Randy, they worked their tails off on the car and it always provided me with a very good piece. So also a quick shout out to Steve Duncan who did some of my spotting. And once again, thank you to Jomo Media for everything you guys try to do for this sport.
Well, and I appreciate it, man. But you guys are the real show, right? And we love to talk to you guys about this stuff because this is what helps grow the sport, in my opinion. But we're not, like I said, we're not going to take up too much of your time. We're going to let you get back to the shop. Enjoy the rest of your night. Thank you for taking the time to chat with us.
Yeah, man. Cheers.
We'll see you soon. Okay.
Cheers. Bye.
And now we're being joined by the second place finisher last night in the Steel City Rumble Series at Flamboro Speedway. We got Bailey Jacobs joining us. Bailey, how's it going, man?
Not too bad. How are you doing?
Good. Welcome to the show. Congratulations on a second place run last night at Flamboro Speedway. What did you think of it? How'd you like the first race of the series?
It was great. It was nice to get back to Flamboro. Like it's been two years since we ran there with no series last year for the super stocks, and felt good. Car was good and was kind of sporty right off the trailer, and I'm looking forward to the second race for sure.
It's gonna, June 21st is the next race. How many races are you planning on competing? Because I know there's a few tracks that the series does conflict with, but how many races are you planning on competing with at the track?
Yeah, I mean, we're hoping to do them all. We're also running Sunset obviously this year too.
Yep.
There is a few races that conflict with that. So we'll just play this summer out and see how it goes and decide where we're going to run at that point, I guess, right? But we do want to support Flamboro. Like I don't want to see them lose the Super Stock Series there because I love that track. It's a ton of fun, and we're hoping to make them all. That's for sure.
Absolutely. Obviously, with the first race of the series, I've said this to the other two guys now, but Flamboro, I feel like is meant for super stock racing. It is a great facility for your cars. It's still flat enough. You guys have the grooves to be able to work a car. I hate to say, but a lot of times y'all get sideways just off the corners all the time.
Oh, Flamboro is a ton of fun. Like there's grip. The track surface is old, but there's just a ton of grip, and I love it. Like you feel like you're flying through the corners, and it's like you said. Not to mention you got to slide through them a bit too. Honestly, in the super stock, but it does make for great racing. Like there was a ton of side by side racing last night in the super stocks, and it was good to see, especially with the inverting the whole field. It created a bit of excitement, I'm sure, too, for the fans, and. We've always had. I think I've ran Flamboro 3 or 4 times. Is all we've been there, but it's.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but every time we go, we learn. We make a few adjustments, and it's just my dad and I doing it ourselves. So, just trying to stay up with the field and be as competitive as we can.
Well, I mean, you can't go wrong with a second place showing last night.
Yeah, no, it was great. I mean, you know what? I usually have a tough time keeping the right rear on the car, and with the built motor and the extra bit of weight, it's the same. It's the same for Wilkie, same for Zardo. But so we're just doing everything we can with the platform of the car to to keep that right rear on it. And you know what, it felt really good for the full 35 laps. So I think we're heading in the right direction for sure.
Absolutely, and that's a good thing too when you're pointing in the right direction. Obviously racing with guys like Wilkie, Zardo, Corcoran, Everingham. I know you race with him on a weekly basis.
Yeah.
What's it like for you to be able to compete against these guys and to really, because if I remember, you also picked up a feature win earlier this year at Sunset, correct?
Last fall.
Last fall. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know why I thought it was this year already.
Yeah,
it's because my mind's just blurred.
We had a heat win, which honestly at Sunset feels like a feature win, right? Like there's a ton of competition there, and it's even the heats are as aggressive as the feature there. So it felt good though to get the heat win, and
as it should, right?
Yeah.
What overall, like, what did you think of the series when it was announced that Superstocks were going to come back to Flamboro, but it was a 5-race deal, essentially once a month you guys go compete? What was your thought process when it got announced? Like, was that something like, I got to do that? What was your thought process there?
Oh, for sure. And especially with Justin reaching out too, like he did to everybody all winter, trying to build the series. And we were for sure going to support it. we kind of had the first few dates marked on the calendar, and we're going to be there for those. And we want to have super stocks there next year too, right? So we want to see the series be successful and get the car count they need. But and it was even though we had 11 super stocks, all 11 cars there were fast, competitive cars.
Yeah, no one was slacking that came out yesterday to compete in the first race. Now I've asked the other couple guys, what do you think of what's the argument you want to make to these two guys who have super stocks? Be like, hey, y'all got to come to Flamboro. Y'all got to come support this program. It's a great showcase, of talent of drivers at Flamboro Speedway. What's your argument for people to come on out?
You know what? I think a lot of guys would love to be out there and running it too, but it all comes down to cost and funding. To run. They're planning on running a full season somewhere else. Your extra tires. We're 2.5 hours away from Flamboro, but we got home at like after 2 a.m. last night. After tech and everything, but it's worth it for sure, right? Like we're trying to spread the word too. The Sunset guys are pretty committed to that track, but you still had Everingham, Burrows come out, which was good to see. Hopefully they continue to come out through the summer and support the new series at Flamboro. But we're trying to spread awareness too as much as we can. But you're seeing it across the board at all the tracks, right? Like it is, the numbers are down, but it just all stems from cost and whatnot, right?
Man, that's one thing we always preach, right? Is it's the cost of these things to get them to race essentially, right? And we're hearing not a lot of people are able to get it, and that it's unfortunate, but we're hoping that with hopefully we're I know there's people who are trying to help change the narrative of it to really help get these drivers
even with the tire rule that they've implemented this season 2 for that series helps keep the cost down. We can't show up every week with 4 new tires on. Although, a 5-race series, that's kind of what you'd want to do, but tires aren't getting any cheaper. So it's good for everybody. And it's the same for everybody too, whether we're on used tires or new tires. So
yeah, I really like there's a lot of things that I'm really liking about the series that really makes it still competitive for guys who may not be able to obviously afford tires all the time. And it really keeps the guys who could buy tires all the time to really restrict them to make it come down to driver talent. And that's what we're always wanting is driver talent. We want to showcase fast guys can go fast. Show us how you can get through a field.
That's right. Yeah.
And take care of your equipment.
Yeah. And what they did last night with the full field inversion, it did create some excitement, right? Because if not, you would have had, Wilkie, Zardo, Edgar, everybody would have checked out most likely. But the first handful of laps were definitely exciting. Yep.
Yeah, as you guys all jockey for position, you're trying to get in the groove, into a setting, and that's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
Full field inverts all the time. Please. For something like that.
As a racer,
something like that.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Of course, Wilkie would argue that. I would probably argue that. But at the end of the day, it's about the fans and getting more people out there, right? So you need exciting racing. So,
and I've always said you guys put on a great show at the track, and it's always great to watch. Hopefully, we get to chat with you a few more times throughout the summer. With
course.
this, the goal is that we're going to be chatting with the top 3 each week of the series. So that way, this may not be the first time you're on the show. So
cool.
Just saying.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Yeah, no, that's cool. I Justin sent me a reminder today. Said get it, make sure you get on the podcast, and I'm like, that's awesome. It's first time for me, honestly.
Well, guess what? We're going to get you on a full program. We'll talk. Cool. We'll get you on a full program and really dive into the history of you. So that's going to be fun.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But yeah, I it's something that I talked to Justin about, and I was like, I'm supporting the Hard Charger Award, and because I love super stocks, I love the way they race, and I want to give back to Justin and what he's trying to accomplish with the super stocks. It's a little something, but it's just something I wanted to help with you guys.
Yeah, of course, I appreciate you doing that. It's got to help for sure, right? I think it's a good idea. It's exciting.
I know there is a laundry list of sponsors, supporters that help you get to the track each week. I'm going to give you the next couple minutes here to really thank them all, so that way you don't forget anyone. That you,
Yep.
in case you forget someone at Victory Lane, now's the time to really make sure you get them, so you get your redemption.
Yeah, of course. And honestly, one thing that I did wish I had have had time to thank was in like down on the front stretch in Victory Lane was definitely my dad. Like my dad and I are hour for hour out here in the shop. He's I wouldn't get to the track if it wasn't for him, and we're out here every night through the week, and I do want to thank him. He gets me to the track every week, and he loves it just as much as I do, even though he's the one behind the fence spotting. So definitely got to thank him for sure. And I didn't get a chance to do that last night. And then, yeah, obviously when it comes to sponsors on the car, Create Shade, Party Tent Rentals is a huge supporter for us. Jake at Create Shade, he literally helps us get to the track every week with funding and fuel in the truck. And he looks after us pretty good. And longtime sponsor Napa Lakefield. I mean, they've made it possible for us too, and they love supporting us and the racing industry. And my own company as well, Shamong Home Solutions, got them on the car. Support myself, I guess, in a sense. But and then TG Quirk Towing, like that's basically we're in a town where there's like 300 people, so we come from a small town, and my dad and I are just trying to make it happen, out of our own shop and trying to run with the big guys kind of thing.
Well, we wish you all the best this summer. I know you're going to be competing hard all summer with at Sunset with the Steel City Rumble Series, and we wish you nothing but the success. And like I said, we're going to get you on. We'll talk Messenger here, and we'll get you scheduled up for an upcoming show, because I got to know more about you. I've watched you. I've seen you race a few times.
Yeah.
And I love the red and black looks. I'm like, you know what, maybe you're a guy I need to bring on and get to know a little bit more.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, the red stems from my dad, right? He raced at Brighton back in the 90s. He was a big dirt guy, and that was number 60 was his number. So I just took that over when we went full size car racing from the go-karts, and red's always kind of been our color. So
perfect. Well, man, It's been a nice chatting with you. We're gonna let you get going on the Sunday night. Beautiful view of the car. Roy had the same idea, so
man. I think it's awesome. First time doing this, but I'm like, we got to have the car involved too, and not to mention I'm blowing it all out. We're starting to clean it up. We've got rims cleaned up, tires cleaned up, and just getting ready for Sunset next Saturday.
All right, man. Well, good luck, and we'll talk to you soon. Okay.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
See ya.
Okay, see ya.
All right, next up, we got our third place finisher from the Steel City Rumble Series. We got Roy Wilkie joining us. Roy, how's it going, man?
Going good, thanks.
Congratulations on a top 5 finish last night. Podium spot, set quick time in not only practice, but in qualifying. Tell us what you thought of the Steel City Rumble Series and how the night went for you.
Yeah, I think it's a great series. 5 race nights in that series, I think is perfect for the first year coming out, and hopefully it'll gain more momentum and get more races in for the Rumble Series, or the Steel City Rumble Series for next year. Hopefully we get more nights in the card.
What was the thought process for you when Justin Carlson came out and said, "Hey, this is what we're going to do for Superstocks at Flamboro"? What was your thought process about it? Like, was that like something like, I gotta join that, or like were you like, this could be a good opportunity for our team? What was your thought process behind it?
Yeah, 100%. As soon as it was announced, I thought I wanted to go back to Flamboro. Last year they didn't have the Superstock Series. It seemed like, so when Justin started working on getting that together, I thought, yeah, I'm there. I'm in. I'm gonna do this. So we got the car together. It's funny, we raced at Sunset last year, and then at the very end of the year, we had a terrible season at Sunset. So at the very end of the year, we wanted to make a bunch of changes to the car. So we decided we'd use Frostfest as our test day.
Yeah.
So we qualified really well in that race too. But the car just consistently fell off real bad. So getting some notes from there and experiencing what we did, I decided I'm going to go visit my good friends over at Two Speed Motorsports and talk to them a little bit about what the car is doing and what maybe I can do to fix it. and they came up with some pretty good suggestions. So we worked on that. We got things together. They helped me out with that. And then, so basically starting the Rumble Series, Steel City Rumble Series for the first night was going to be another test session for us. We got there a little bit late. We missed first practice, got out for second practice. Car was pretty good. Still needed a little bit though, so we made a few adjustments, and then went up for qualifying. And man, it worked well, really well. I was really happy with it. But no, not quite knowing with this setup of what we needed to do to keep up with the track. So basically, the feature race last night was another test race for us, and luckily finished third. Worked the way up from last to third, and figured some stuff out. So first thing this morning, got the car up in the scale, started measuring things up, know where we're at, and now we know what we need to do the next time we go. So hopefully we'll be a little better next time.
That's awesome. And, you know, I love the idea of the Steel City Rumble Series. And, you know, we've talked about this before. I love the Super Stocks at Flamboro. You guys always put on a great event. Great car count to start for the first race, in my opinion. Why I want you to argue to people, like, why should you bring your Super Stocks out to Flamboro to go run the series?
I just think Flamboro is a good track. Everybody there, the entire facility, it's full of great people. Excellent atmosphere for everybody, both fans, drivers, crew members, even the kids. I just think it's a great place to be on a Saturday night, to be honest with you. I think John Caselli puts on a good show. He's got some great staff there that really keep the show rolling. So, I mean, I want to go back to Flamboro. I want to go back to Flamboro this year for sure. So when Justin brought up the series, got the series together, and I was promoting it. We're there. We're going. So
yeah, I remember when him and I were talking about it. He goes, "Roy's in." Like all the, you know, he was naming off guys who were in, and I'm like, I was so happy to hear that you were thinking of running the series, because again, you had great success, in my opinion. The few years that I've watched you at Flamboro, you always had really good success there. And you know, I know you had a really up and down year last year. I always found you hit the car and good in one spot, and next thing you did one small thing and it just went away on you.
yeah,
And of course, it happens, right? Like it's racing. You know, it's never going to be perfect. You never know what the car is going to do until until it does it, right?
that's right.
But for you to go back to Flamborough, one, like I said, I was really excited. Two, I was like, you know, you're going to be competitive. I feel like you were going to be right up there, and you know, setting quick time. Then, you know, the only problem was, I think, was the invert was the problem for you. I think,
Yeah.
having to start that deep in the field. Do you think you maybe used up a little bit of your equipment last night to get to the front, and then it was tough to maintain up there?
I don't think overly. The first half of the race was, I would say, the pace was off. It was a little slower than what I thought it would be, and everybody was pretty tight. So you really had to keep up on the wheel and keep your eyes open and try and stay out of trouble. Just because of how tight everybody was, guys were getting squirrely. You know, it was kind of a tough race to read, really, starting at the back. So I just thought I'd cruise at the back until maybe guys figured themselves out, and then start making the moves. And you know, it's all luck too. It all depends on what opens up in front of you, whether you can take it. It depends on who you're behind.
Yeah.
You can make a move or not. Knowing most of the drivers out there helps, because you know their driving style. Like Bailey's, he's great behind the wheel. So when I get behind him, I know exactly the line that he's going to run, and unfortunately, he runs the line that I want to run. So it was a good race. All in all, we were pretty happy to start from the back. Pretty crappy getting first six inverted automatically, and then the pair roll on top of that. Of course, I roll a six, so inverted the entire field. But it is what it is. There's going to be more nights like that. There's going to be nights where I maybe start up a little bit farther up in front of the field. So just got to take it as it goes. You know, we're just happy to be out there, be able to race.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, it's nice that Justin came up with this and did it. And you know, I told you off recording, but like Lane said, he's like, I'm not taking this guy to Vegas, because he put you guys in the worst case scenario, really, of setting the tone that far back, having to start deep in the field. But obviously you guys made it work. Like you guys didn't overdo it, right? And that's a good thing for it, right?
Yeah. Patience, you really have to have some patience when you're starting the back of the field there. I think Lane was making some holes that well, I was ahead of him for quite a while. And then he got into he threw it into turn one pretty good. And he got on me and he got by me, and that's fine. That's no problem at all. So at that point, I was going to race him on the outside. I think I stuck out there for a lap and a half, and I thought, you know what? I'm just going to back up behind him and see if he can make the holes, and then just follow him through. So I mean, he got around Bailey and the 31 car, and unfortunately, I got stuck behind Bailey and finished third. So, but I mean, really, for what we went out there to do, I was hoping for a top five. I certainly didn't expect us to start at the end of the field. So at that point, I was looking for a top five. So finishing top three, we were pretty happy with that. We were pretty happy with the progress we made with the car too.
And that's great. Like obviously 35 laps, still a short run, quick enough for you guys to work up to the field, and finishing third. That's a great accomplishment.
Yeah.
Like, in the first race, having to start that far back. Next race for you guys will be June 21st at Flamboro Speedway. I know you're going to be back there competing once again. Hopefully we talk to you a couple more times this year. 5-race series. We're doing this with all the winners first through third. We're going to bring you guys up here for a few minutes and give you guys a shout out. And but before we let you go, obviously you have anything, if you want to say anything right now, feel free. But I do want you to make sure you thank your sponsors and all your supporters, because they're the ones who help you get to the racetrack each and every week. So the floor is going to be yours here for a couple minutes.
I appreciate that. First off, kudos to Justin Colson for getting this deal together. I know that's a lot of hard work, a lot of personal time that he's probably put into it. But so far, the first night's been successful. So we all appreciate everything that he's done for that. Secondly, the guys that helped me out behind the scenes, nobody ever gets to know them. They're right on it. After last year, we were probably pretty discouraged, but we have the no give up attitude. We're going to get out there and get after it. So that's what we did this year, put ourselves back together, and then come out with pretty good success for the first night. Other than that, our supporters, we have supporters that have been on the car for many years. Canadian Crane Rentals, Bester Forest Products, up and foremost. Port Elgin Home Hardware, they've been with me for 20 years plus. And this year, CRG Energy is on the car with us this year for the first time. So we're pretty excited to have all them folks on the car. Hopefully we can certainly make something happen for them. And they all seem pretty excited about this year's coming events as well. So other than that, yeah, we're just looking forward to having a good season, good solid season. Hit every night like it's a new night and see what we can get out of it.
Sounds good. Well, good luck the rest of the year with the Steel City Rumble Series. Good luck with anywhere else you decide to compete this summer as well. And like I said, hopefully we get to chat with you a couple more times, because I always had good conversations with you. I can't say a bad thing about you. It's always great talking to you. So hopefully we get to do this a couple more times this year.
Yeah, maybe 5 more times.
Maybe 5 more times. You never know, right? Maybe we'll get you on the podium for the first one, right? All right, man. Well, thank you for taking the time to chat with us tonight, and good luck on the next race. Good luck on the series, and we'll talk to you soon, okay?
All right. Thanks, John.
See ya.
Okay, bye.
All right, we're in our DJD Gear guest segment presented by DJD Graphics. I finally got that right for the first time. We got Pops Campbell joining us from Campground Crew. Wow, and I screwed up there. From Campground Crew Racing. Pops, how's it going, man?
Doing good, John. How are you, Brandon?
I'm doing pretty good.
Good,
Giving John a week off, and he still can't get everything fixed up.
Nope. I don't think I ever
gets
will.
a little
and that's
soft,
okay.
doesn't he?
You know what? I'm okay with it, because it just means that I get to work on it some more, and that's okay. I don't ever want to be perfect, because if I'm perfect, then I'm boring. That's the way I look at it. I got to keep it fresh. I got to keep it exciting. If I screw up, I want people to call me out for it. But it's been a couple years since we chatted with you, Pops, man. How you been? What you been up to?
Oh, I've been doing really good. CGC Racing has come along really nice from the beginning. Started off with one car. We progressed into 2 cars. The team's growing. We got a lot of good things going on. We don't travel. As you know, we are just a solid home track team. It's just a convenience for us. We have trailers up there, and that way our families can join us. They can enjoy the atmosphere at the track and enjoy the atmosphere at the beach. And it just makes it very comfortable for the whole team. We have our containers there. Brad and the team at Sauble are very good to us. We have space to work. We can get things done that we need to get done. And we got a lot of support from the other races here. So there's really no need to go out, buy trailers and trucks and haul all over the place. Makes the racing a lot more affordable for us too.
Absolutely. You guys have been racing at Sauble Speedway for the past couple of years. And, I met you a couple of years ago when you guys had the Honda. And that was the first car for you guys was the Honda. And then I saw you guys progress to a 2-car team. And I'm like, man, you guys are growing. You guys are getting more cars. Then you sold the Honda, right?
No, what we did is we ended up getting a Cobalt.
Yes.
And then we end up selling the Cobalt to Austin Hopkins.
Yeah.
And we were in the midst of rebuilding the Honda and looking for another car. In the meantime, Steve Decline, our team partner, got into a raffle down at Delaware and ended up winning Joe Kick's Wonder Bread car. So we ended up with that car, so we prepared that car to be the 21 or the 81. And at the same time, we were in the midst of rebuilding the Honda, and parts aren't easy to find for one of those things. And as you know, last year, we had motor problems and took 2 motors out of that car.
Yeah.
So over the winter, we've been doing our search. We're still searching. Who knows? We may end up being a 3-car team, but there will be another addition coming to CGC Racing in the very near future to put us back into 2 full-car teams ready to race.
That's good to hear.
And that I can't talk too much about because it's a little bit of a surprise. It's some good things going on with some of the things we're doing at the track, some of the fundraisers we're doing.
Yep.
So it's all part and parcel. And in the next week or so, you'll start to see the lead ups and the stuff come about from it. So we're making fun of making a good time out of a bad situation, trying to find parts and stuff.
Yeah.
We just carry on. That's what we're in it for, is to have fun and enjoy the atmosphere at the track.
Yeah, it's be sad not seeing that Honda for the first couple of races, but at the same time, you got to be happy that you're getting a much longer season at Sauble this year.
Well, yes and no, Brandon, because, Mother Nature hasn't been too friendly to us. We've been rained out every weekend since we started. We were going to take off May 17th. That was our dash for cash. We were really looking forward to it. Of course, Ma Nature had other plans. Canceled that. This weekend got rained out. So we're working really hard and we're going to try to kick off our starter next weekend. So we're hoping that we will get the season started. Now, if we do get it off, that'll be 1 week or maybe 2 weeks earlier than we usually do. Because we usually don't get going till the 1st or 2nd week of June. So
yeah,
if Mother Nature will play nice, we will get on the track and we will have some fun at the beach.
You know what needs to happen? I think the Campground Crew Racing Team needs to get out onto the beach of Sauble and start doing a rain dance, a getaway rain dance. That's what needs to happen.
Well, hey, if it'll work, I'll do it in a G-string. I don't care. Just do something. We got to do something, guys, because it's not working for us. I really don't care.
I knew an answer like that.
The dance, but...
Well, there'll be nobody on the beach, so the rain can take off, right?
You're not wrong.
I know I'm wrong.
Oh my God.
I'm just gonna have to make a drive up to go to that bakery across from that Sauble Falls tent and trailer park that you guys stay in.
Oh, guys, yes, you absolutely have to. And on top of that, some of the changes at the park, at Sauble Falls Tent and Trailer Park, are unbelievable. Andrew and Radden have done a beautiful job on revamping the office as you both know.
Yep.
It now has beer and wine for sale.
Ooh.
It now has a little bit of a
I wonder
store.
why.
It now has, I don't know, maybe because of the campground crew. I don't know. We do have
That I
delivery
would
too.
believe.
I'm trying to get them to do us some delivery to our campsites. That quite hasn't gone over well yet, but I'm working on it. Let's say he's walking down to the front office, right?
If you're not wrong.
We'll use the CGC cars to deliver to campgrounds.
Oh, I
To
got a little
advertise the
electric
Speedway.
bike with a little wagon on the back. I could be the delivery guy. $3 a case. Here I come. Look out. But yeah, they've done a
Hey,
really
no,
nice
you
job.
get the first one per case.
Yeah, they've done a really nice job at the park, guys. Can hardly wait for you guys to come up again and enjoy the camping. It's a long time sponsor for us, and they're doing some great things there too. But the bakery is good, buddy. I've
loved going to Sauble for years. I've stayed at the campground since 2010, 2009, maybe 2010 ish. And then of course, I think you saw me last year at the campground.
Yep.
You, okay, I still think this is the funniest story ever that ever happened. So last year we went up there for Canada Day weekend to go record with Ty Cavalin, right? Me, Jacqueline, and the boys were staying at the campground. Pops didn't make it to the racetrack on the Saturday night. Here's hat dance number 1. Caught this
Easy
one.
Now.
And what had happened was you showed up about what? I think it was you said like 7 or 8 o'clock or so. To the campground.
I had to drive down from North Bay.
And what did you do when you got to the campground?
Well, we had a couple beers.
Okay.
We worked on the race car.
But then you even said you told me you came looking for me.
Oh, of course I went looking for you.
Where would I have been?
I probably drove by you 6 times, John.
Probably, but I was already at the Speedway.
Yeah.
The only ones who would have been at this campsite would have been Jacqueline and the boys. So when I saw you on Sunday morning so was it Sunday or Monday? I think it was the Sunday we raced. Yeah, Sunday we raced, not Saturday. Right. Sunday we raced. You came down Sunday.
Right.
And that you made it back to the campground for Sunday. That's what it was.
Yeah.
And then the Monday we were leaving, and that's when we ran into each other while I was talking with Andrew by the entrance there.
Right. Yeah, we never got to have a good time like we wanted to, but
no, that's unfortunate. And this year I'm not even going to I'm coming up to Sauble one time, but I'm only making a day trip. I can't make a weekend of it.
That's unfortunate, buddy. But
it is.
It is what it is. Now you're coming up what, July 19th?
No. June 29th.
Oh, June 29th. Okay.
Yes, June 29th. The 2-day weekend there before Canada Day. I'll be up there. It's just going to be a solo trip for me because Jacqueline's working. So right. I'm going to go up. I'm probably going to end up actually at the bakery just more further in town. You know which one I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking.
Yeah, I'm probably going to go down there before I head off to the racetrack. But I'm coming up early enough to hopefully get to spend a little bit of time at the beach before I go off to the racetrack. I'm not coming up just for Old Gates opening because that's going to be. Whew, I booked in off the next day because I have to go up the same day and home that same night.
Right. That's a hike, buddy.
You know exactly how far it is. Yes. It's going to be a hike. But I love always seeing you guys because you guys are always a fun bunch at the racetrack, and you got some great support from great sponsors, and it's always good to see. And I know, obviously, with me not doing the socials anymore up at Sauble, I want you to kind of hype up Sauble this year because there's a lot of cool things happening that I've seen. Why don't you give us tell us a little bit about what's going on at the beach and why we should come up there?
Oh, you guys got to come up. It's like for the fan experience or for the racer. The nice thing, like I've always said about the beach, it's you don't have to, even if you camp at the track or if you camp at the Sauble Falls Tent and Trailer Park, your whole week isn't wrapped up in racing. There's lots to do. There's lots of entertainment. The restaurants have really improved over the last 2 years in Sauble itself. A lot of them have been taken over by a few people they're just fantastic. They have bands down at the beach. The track is going through some really extraordinary changes. Real good stuff happening with, unfortunate things with the Jeff Cassidy Memorial is going to be a very big race this year.
Yep.
And the way the racing has been distributed over the whole summer, it's a nice, even summer for racing. So you have time to enjoy your time at the beach, plus the fun at the track. They're having the big concert in September, which is a big change, which is prolonging our season into September a little bit for us,
Yep.
which is nice too. So there's all kinds of really cool things. There's the Canada Day Bash, was going to be up there on the 28th, as you know.
Mm-hmm.
We got the monster trucks coming back. We got the Outlaw Throwdown. We got the Bandoleros coming to do a one-off show. Yeah, there's a lot of really good things that the Legend class is building. Our Bone Stock class, I believe, and I can be corrected on this, but I believe we were at like 18 registered for this year.
Hell yeah.
So that's growing really nice, and that's really good. So yeah, there's a lot of really cool things. We got APC back for two races this year, and yeah, it's going to be like the sunburn weekend. There's lots of things to do, and the racing's going to be good. And trust me, guys, the purses aren't bad. I'm telling you, Brad and his team have gone to work with sponsorship, and they're putting up some good money for some very, very, very good races. And we're running King of the Hill too, so that's always fun to watch. That always gets me going.
I love just the variety of vehicles that
So,
come
John-
out to that.
Yeah. John wouldn't let me use his van for off-roading, so maybe he'll let me use it for King of the Hill.
Nope.
Yeah. Well, we had a little joke going. We were going to get Pat Farrow and Phil Givens and get their buses out there.
That needs to happen.
That's just a given.
It's a given.
It's a given. You got two tow buses. Like, come on, guys, let's go. And last I heard, they've agreed to it. So
someone needs to film that when it happens.
Oh yeah, we'll be all over that one.
Damn. It's not happening.
I feel like it
June
needs to be more than
29th,
one
is
lap,
it?
though.
You need, yeah. You
Oh,
need to
we'll
give them
make
2
that
laps.
a 2-lapper. Yeah, I'll lobby for a 2-lap on that one. We'll see
Okay.
if Pat can run the High Line and get that bus to drift.
Okay, I do have a question though. Did anyone catch the Weenie 500 that they did for Indianapolis?
That was hilarious.
I caught a little bit of it, yeah.
The commentary was spot on the
It was
entirety of it.
It was perfect.
Oh my god. The second lap going into turn 3 is like, is he gonna relish this opportunity?
Oh, it was nuts. And the comment, oh look, he's catch up to him.
Yeah.
It was
I loved it. I love the way they talked about it. I love the way it happened. This needs to become an annual thing. This is not a one-off event. This is going to come back. I think it's going to get bigger each year. They need to get up to 10 of these things. I think they need to get 10 of them.
I think what they need to do, they need to put racing drivers in them.
No.
We need to have these guys actually racing.
No.
Yes. I want to see like Top Gear motorhome racing with the Wienermobiles.
You know what? No, what I would rather see is a fan opportunity. Not to drive it, maybe 1, maybe 2, but I would love to see given fan opportunities to give it a shot. But they get a ride along.
Well, a ride along would be perfect.
I think a ride along would be funny as hell. And then get them mic'd up with the guys up in the booth. Get the funniest person the best one they had chemistry with. Get that person mic'd up and have that conversation up in the booth. I think it'd be great. Or even get one of those announcers into the trucks.
That would be fantastic. Actually put an announcer in each one of them.
Yes.
And let them go. That would be
my god. Like I said, I think it was the best thing of the Indy 500 weekend. I'm going to be honest. I've been watching clips all weekend.
It was good, man.
I I want to add this though before we move on. Yeah, I saw it on. They were like, "Please rise for the singing of the Oscar Mayer Wiener or the national anthem." And it's like, "Put your hands over your stomachs for."
Yeah.
And the guy's like, start singing the Oscar Mayer Wiener song.
Yep. That was good.
I immediately ran downstairs and showed my phone to my in-laws and my wife, and they just looked at me, and go like, "What is wrong with you?" And I'm like,
Well,
"Well,
absolutely.
The
Like,
funniest part is the stands were packed.
yeah, they were.
it's great entertainment. That's what
Good stuff.
There has never been that many people to watch six weenies go in circles ever.
Oh, Feeney. Well said, my friend.
I think OnlyFans would beg to differ."
Yeah, I think I'll just leave that one alone too, John.
Oh boy. And moving on. Uh I love sorry, I love the school buses turned into the Oscar Mayer Wieners. There's number 3.
Yeah, we're working on her.
I love this. Um Pops, you've obviously been going to the races for a long time, and obviously getting the chance to be one of the drivers for Campground Crew Racing. What's it been like for you guys as a team to, move from, I guess, the campground crew at Sauble Beach at the Sauble Falls 10 Trailer Park to now being hanging out with you guys at the track and working on the car? What's that been like for you guys?
It's like from the beginning, it started off with Andrew Grizel in the APC, and he was running the United 8, and we had helped him with the APC car here and there, and he was the one that actually gave us that moniker for the campground crew because we were in the campground, and he needed help one day, and we went and helped him out tires and do all crazy stuff, and then a couple of beers around the campfire, like I said, and next thing you know, we owned a car and got into racing, and it's been a lot of fun, and we've made it fun. It all helps when you have the right environment to be in. Like when you're at Sauble, and Feeney can attest, and you can attest to it. The atmosphere in the pits is something different.
Yep.
It's there. There's everybody gets along. I mean, yeah, the odd wrench gets a toss, but I mean that happens anywhere, right? But on
It happens in your own shop sometimes.
Exactly. It happens when the wife throws a pot at me. Like, what the hell's the difference, right? 43 years of marriage, shit happens. So the atmosphere is good. So I'm hoping I get 43 more years up there. It's good, it's fun, but it's the community involvement too. That the track itself is very involved with the community, and that bug caught us. And we teamed up with Camrath Motorsports last year. Feeney was along for the ride. He helped out. He helped us raise money. And this year we're back at it again, bigger and better. And so everything keeps growing. It's just a great atmosphere, a great place to be. And the team is evolving. We had Feeney in as a driver for us. We had our high profile drivers. We got Graydon coming back this year. We might have a couple other specials coming along that I can't really let the cat out of the bag yet, but
he wants to. He wants to.
Yeah. Well, we got other things going on, and we got some new sponsors. There's the cat. And we've got some neat things going on, and a lot of giveaways for the fans, and
that's great to hear.
And that's the big thing too, is the culture, is getting the fans involved with the teams. And it's very important. And I've learned a couple of lessons off of some longtime racers, and there's some people out there that, like a Corey McAllister, let's say, it doesn't matter where that man is. If he's at a racetrack, he is in the stands with the fans every track he's at, doing the hero card deal.
Yep.
And and that's not anything that's demanded by him or anything. That's just him. That's just Corey. Scotty, all those guys are the same. You always see them with their hero cards. They're always in the stands. They're always taking care of people, and they're always keeping that interest up.
That is, and there's a few tracks that can really make it work. Peterborough, Sunset, Sauble are to name a few. They have such an easy access from the pits to the fans that I've said I've said this multiple times. There's no excuse to not be out in the grandstands. To interact with these fans. There's no excuse that a lot of these tracks to not do that. Take your hero cards. This is one of those things why I always say you should have your hero cards done by beginning of May, end of April, beginning of May, so that first race of the year you have a stack of them. You go if you got time, go to the grandstands, and I applauded Corey for doing that last year. Ben McPherson I saw do that up at Sunset. He was handing out Muskoka dips.
That's what I forgot to get my dips.
He was handing them out. This is how
his dad Gord running around with the dipping sauce. What are you, crazy? Holy smokes, man! I see Gord. I follow him.
Yeah,
I was doing photos. He goes, "I have sauce for you," and I forgot.
Oh, damn, man! You missed out big time.
Yeah,
but
I'll see him again. But
that's how we keep the interactions, especially at a track like Sauble, where Sauble we're not. I'd say 50 to 60% of the crowd is out of towners. They came up to Sauble. They found out there's a racetrack. They were like, let's go. Let's enjoy a night out. They go, and if they don't get a chance to meet a racer, it's not the end of the world to them. But we're always looking for those new fans. We want to hook those new people onto the sport. What better way than to go out into the grandstands, hand out hero cards?
Oh, absolutely. You know, and I got to give it to Brad and his team at Sauble this year. They've offered something that I don't know if any other tracks do it, because obviously I don't travel around. But in their merch department at Sauble Speedway, us racers now can take our merch over to them and they will sell it for us, whether it's for a fundraiser or for our teams. And that's really supporting us and supporting the fans, because the fans want the merch, but don't have access to the pits all the time. You know, they can't come into the pits until after the races,
and then sometimes it's too late.
They buy a pit pass, right? And you know, Feeney, being on a team, you can't always have somebody up front selling your T-shirts or taking care of your fundraising. Nope. So I really applaud the team at Sauble for stepping forward and helping the teams and the fans out to communicate, because it's a communication that needs to take place.
Flamboro and Flamboro's are going to offer it from what I heard. Nice. And Sunset has offered it, have been doing it as well for the last couple of years.
That's fantastic.
And that's something
I know Peterborough's been doing it.
Have they been doing it?
I know Peterborough's been doing it since 2014. I can tell you that you can put your merch in there.
That is
my first set of hats were sold in Peterborough. Like, I started making up 38 hats to help fund the Sunfire.
That's what needs to happen, because we're also, and I hate to say it, not only are we sometimes we're lacking for cars on the track to compete, we're also lacking members to come help us crew our cars. So it's always tough. You know, I was part of a late model that had 8-9 guys. We were lucky to have 8-9 guys come out on a weekly basis. Some guys, it's just a father-son, or a kid and a couple of his buddies, or they're asking a couple coworkers to come out and give him a hand one night. Cole Burrows had actually a former teacher of mine as a crew member a couple weeks ago.
That's so cool though, man.
It is cool.
That's really cool.
It gives it's great that these tracks are now letting teams who have, here's number 4. It gives you guys an opportunity to sell your apparel to help hook these fans. Also, they see your car like, I like that. I want to support them. How can I support them? Well, go buy a T-shirt But I know, and this is one thing I also have to say too. The tracks also have to make sure they're promoting it as well, because not all the drivers are going to be able to get a chance to go talk to the track announcer and say, "Hey, you like what I did tonight? Go pick up a T-shirt in the merchandise booth." Not all the times are they going to be able to say that.
Right. Right.
It's also on them.
You know, and the other thing that Sauble is doing this year, which is great, and they've done it in the past, especially for us or anybody, if you're doing a fundraiser, but they're encouraging us if we're even if it's an off night and you're just going to be at the track anyway, is to roll your car to the fan side, lift the kids in and out of the window,
Yeah.
hand out some hero cards,
Yeah.
get your name. Like I mean, it's fun. And the kids love it.
Absolutely.
Right? So the boys, the whole group, the boys on our team, we're planning on doing some of that stuff on our off nights. We're also going to be representing the track and going down on Tuesday nights to the car shows and promoting the track. And
Awesome.
that stuff has to, it's the communication between racing and the community. It has to come together. And the more we bring it together, the easier it'll be on racing.
You can say that again, man.
Yeah, it's a must to happen in today's climate, the way people react to stuff, right?
We're always trying to push to find those new people, and the community involvement is something that really, really, really is what we need to get back to, because we don't see that much anymore. That's how we get these people out. I know of people who live 5 minutes from Flamboro. I've talked to them at Motorama. They're like, "Oh, I didn't know there's a racetrack there."
Right?
Okay, you brought it up, but I'm going to be square with you. Last year, this is God's honest truth. Last year, Braden Bunn came to our track, to our team, and drove our car for us on 2 or 3 nights.
Yep.
But one night, he brought family that lives 3 miles from the track and had never been. And they've been back 3 times since.
There we go.
So there is living proof that it works. Right? Like you got to get them there.
And that's the thing, is like, it used to be like when we kind of all became race fans, you'd watch NASCAR, you know the names, and then you'd go to Saturday Night Short Track when you had like your Moss Sports, Peterboroughs, all that stuff racing every week. And you know your local guys because you're like, I wonder if they're ever going to make it to race these guys. And you know them off by heart to the point you have a conversation with them when they like racing. Oh, well, like say Dan McCaddy was racing here. Oh, yeah, he's done good stuff like that. But like, there's nobody knows the drivers for the hole in the ground anymore.
That's right.
Unless there's 3 of us on TikTok.
Well, you're right, Brandon, and that's why, like at CGC Racing, when we got into it, was one of our focuses was to be out into the public and to show people that it's not all a bunch of dirty grease monkeys as they think in a pit working on race cars.
Yep.
That we actually care about the community. We are the community. We are them. It's just a different form of entertainment, and it's damn good entertainment.
Hell yeah.
Right? And once you get them there, you get them hooked. They love it.
You can say that again. I remember going to Flamboro when I first started going, when I was 14 years old. And we brought my neighbors, we brought some of my other friends who had never been racing. And now since David has stopped racing, they haven't really come out. But one of my friends, she still comes out every now and then as well. Again, they've never really known racing. And they came out, they were like, holy crap, this is so cool. They've come out and hung out with us in the pits. They bought a pit pass to come hang out with us.
There you go.
Like, and again, it's getting back in the community. And it's also one of those things. I love it. And I know I hate to say it, but radio is kind of one of those dying things, but it's one of those things that really excites me as well. And I've been a broken record about this too, and I know I have been. I remember back when, especially the Grisdale Triple Crown was going on at Flamboro, they used to announce, come out this Saturday to watch David Elliott, Gary Elliott, Paul House, Sean Chenoweth all battle out for the top spot. Jason Shaw, battle to the top spot of the Grisdale Triple Crown, 100 laps late model race, blah, 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 blah. Now it's just like, this Saturday night at Flamboro Speedway, you got the pro late models, you got the mini stocks, pure stocks. Eats open at 4.
Right.
Grandstands open at 5. Racing gets underway at 6:30. Come out for a great night of short track racing. Nothing.
Yeah.
Give me those high profile energy commercials. Get those people hyped.
Do. And Feeney, like you said, and you, John, You got to get the racers' names out there. I remember when I live in Guelph, and
Yep.
Flamboro was my track. That's where I went.
Yep.
I'd go up to Barney every now and again, but Flamboro was attacked because you know why? Because Donnie Biederman, Junior Hanley, all those boys, the McKennas, they were all down there, and they were the hype. And
Yep.
it wasn't just at Flamboro because they
It
went
was
to
everywhere.
all the other tracks.
Yeah.
And they spread that word around. I'm not saying APC lacks that. I'm just saying I don't think they focus on it enough. Because if you look at the lineup of drivers in the APC, there is a lot of talent.
There's so much star power that we should be promoting and talking about.
I think, like John, I have to agree. I think people rely on social media a little bit too much.
Yeah.
And if social media, if you're a race fan, is good because you focus on that in your social media. But the mom with 3 kids and the father that's a doctor looking for something to do on a Saturday night don't go to social media to look up racing. But they're listening to the radio in the car. And dad might say, hey, let's go get an ice cream cone and then take off to the track for a couple hours. And if you get that hype out there, I agree 100%. It's important. And you got to use the drivers' names.
You got to.
Because classes don't mean anything to the normal public, right?
And without names, it's one of those things. Without racers, we don't have a place, or without tracks, racers don't have a place to race. Without fans, racers don't have anyone to race for. We need everyone to coincide to help grow. And
I agree.
If the tracks aren't promoting the drivers, then how are people going to know? What if, someone goes, let's do APC. APC's going to Sauble. Okay, let's say there's a tight points battle for the top spot between Josh Dottie and Sean Chenoweth. What is it? I think they have race 8 out of 9 there up at the Speedway. Get on the radio. Get a spot going near that time. Leading up to is this Saturday, Sauble Speedway, you're going to come see the tightest points battle in the history of the APC late models. Sean Chenoweth, Josh Dottie, separated by only 2 points, going into the second last event of the season, blah, 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 blah. Get the hype, because if you don't get that hype...
Hey, I agree, guys. When we started CGC Racing and being a team of owners, it's hard just to, to get it out there and being a new team, and nobody understood the CGC, so... I had a couple of beers one night and got on social media and started putting it out there about the campground crew. And then the guy said, well, start promoting you as the oldest driver at Sauble Speedway. Well, that sounds silly, but I got to tell you something. It worked. It worked. People know us. People know our team. We're right at that pit entrance. People come over to us and say hi to us. Say, I follow you. We got over 300 followers on our Facebook page, for crying out loud. I love it. We're just a little wee bone stock team.
I love it. And you guys are going to continue to grow.
Oh, absolutely.
Wait till they start buying late models.
What's that?
So wait till you guys start buying late models.
Not happening, Brandon. Don't even go there. Brandon, back the bus up. You're starting to sound like Steve. Go away.
I said the same thing in 2014. I'm never going to have anything but a bone stock. Look where I'm at now.
Go away. Leave me alone. You and Decline get on my butt. I know. I can see that coming. Not happening, boys.
My God. You touched on it just a little bit ago, but we do want to... This is one of the reasons why we brought you on, though, is, with the apparel, with... you guys are helping the Camrath Motorsports guys with Racing for a Cure. I think that's number 5. I think I lost count already. Last time it was only 3. It was easy. Now,
I'm actually impressed he's got a pin on each one.
I'm just busting you up tonight, Johnny.
I know you are. But you guys are helping out Camrath Motorsports, raising some money, Racing for a Cure. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that and how you guys got involved in that with the with the initiative?
Well, last year we were looking as a team for something to promote and some kind of fundraiser, and we wanted to keep it in the community.
Yeah.
And you know, like the Lions Club comes and they sell their 50-50 draws and stuff, and that's great. And you know, we always support it. And you know, I was having Craig at Image Wraps doing the deckling on our car for us, and I happened to see this Racing for a Cure thing, and kind of asked him, you know, what was it about, and you know, he told me it was his sons, Cole and Carter, and they were raising money for the Cancer Society in their area because their grandmother had terminal cancer. So I went back to the team and we talked about it, and we took the 81 car last year and we donated all of our winnings. Then we had guys like Brandon Feeney come along and start donating. So then we put a little sign out in our pit, and in the end, CGC ended up raising $1,500 for them.
Hell yeah.
To help them out. So this year we are taking it to the next level, and we are doing the T-shirts Racing for a Cure, and we've got it up online now. We're taking orders. What we're doing is 100% of the profits from the T-shirts go to Racing for a Cure, and it's just something that, you know, cancer touches us all.
Absolutely.
But what the boys are doing is pretty cool for two young men at their age who really give a crap, and it's not just something they decided to do. No, this is something that's meaningful to the family, to the boys, and just the way they came across to me about it, we just had to get on board. It's just a no-brainer. So we're going to be working with them. We're going to try to raise that pot a little bit this year. We got a goal in mind, and we're going to try to get it up over the $2,500 mark this year for them.
There you go.
We put an order in for 120 shirts to start. And I'm very happy to say that we are well over. Well, I would say we're almost 3/4 sold out already.
Hell yeah.
And we don't even have the shirts in our possession yet.
So you got size fat for us, right?
Oh yeah. Hey, I wear a fat. What are you talking about? Right? You can see what's between my ears. Come on, dude. Yeah, so we're and it's really cool. It's a really good thing to do, and there's going to be some giveaways for it too. Our sponsors are even getting on board. We've had sponsors donate money on top of sponsoring our car, like BRI Metals. They're you know, Mo throws in an extra $200 on our sponsorship. That goes directly to Racing for a Cure.
That's awesome.
And you know, we have a new sponsor who's going to be doing something really cool for the women in the fan crowd. As a nice, we'll be giving away something really cool. There'll be announcements coming up for that, and it's going to be a donation draw. Nice. Whatever you got in your pocket, you know, it's $1 or $2. You put it in, you get a ticket, and you'll win this at the end of the night. And it gives everybody an opportunity. So look at it, guys. Really, if you had 800 people in the stands and they all put $1 in the bucket,
there's $800.
There you go.
And that's exactly what you want to see, right?
Right. You don't have to rob people's wallets to do it.
No.
And that's not what we want to do. We just want the involvement and make sure the community is taken care of.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the one thing I loved about when I saw that you guys were partying. I saw it last year too. I don't think I did, and I wish I did. And I'm kind of upset myself if I didn't. I really wanted to support, because obviously me losing my mom to cancer, right? It's one of those things. It hit home, and I don't think I did, and I feel really bad about it now. But I'm making sure to donate this year, and because you know, we got our own deal going on here starting next week actually. You know, someone's gonna win a pair of cornhole boards, and I love the fact that you know, the Camrath boys. They really want, this is something they wanted to do. You guys helped jump on board, raising $1,500 in a year. Except, what is it? They even took their winnings, from my
Yes,
understanding.
actually, Carter donated his winnings too.
Yeah.
Like they had a really good, yeah, we had a really good year. It was, we just want to make it better this year and bigger.
Yep.
Um, it's yeah, it's kind of growing, really growing on us. It's really important to us, and we enjoy doing it.
Yeah.
I was
And that's
just
the way it
trying to
should
see if I
be.
could find. Well, yeah, and it's like I say, it's something for the whole community to be involved in,
Yep.
but to have the the young guys driving us. I don't know if you guys can see this. I'm going to try to put it up. There's the trunk lid on the 81
Yeah.
or the 82. It will also be on the 81, and it's Racing for a Cure, and it's got our logo and the Camraths on it. And if I can, looking.
If you share that with John, you might be able to like pop it over like here on the podcast so everybody
Yeah.
can see.
I was gonna say
Yeah,
I'll be able
I
to
can
pop
do
that up
that.
on the.
Well, actually, let me see if I can find that.
This is really where you see Pop's true age as he struggles with a cell phone.
Oh, you are so right, dude. You got that one nailed.
He wanted to tell me off, then he was like, "Damn it!"
Like I struggle with this like there's no tomorrow. I'm an old man for a reason. Okay,
But
chats. Hang on, John. Let me see if I can find you.
No
while
worries.
he's looking for that, there, John, you did donate through the event that we did last year.
Yes,
Oh,
you did.
Did I?
Yes,
You did.
when I was running the Honda cart, you sent me money to send in.
Yes, you did. 100%. John,
I
I just sent you one on Messenger of the T-shirt.
Perfect. I'll
I
make
don't
sure
know
to
if you.
post that up as well.
Yeah, I don't know if you got it there, but
Yeah, I got it.
I even think you bought a hat last year.
yep.
Me? Yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
I think
you
you bought a
hat,
hat.
John.
I bought the 2-speed hat.
Oh, I don't know. I thought you bought the Feeney hat.
No. I already had a Feeney hat.
Yeah.
Oh,
I bought a 2-speed hat the one time I was up there.
Yeah, then you donated the rest of that in, plus you gave money for going in the pot.
Oh, there we go.
hang on.
It's been a while, okay?
That hat. Talk about hats,
Oh my God, I love this so
Yeah,
much.
try to throw another hat in.
That's the only hat you don't have a pin in, though.
Well, hang on here. Let me get the
Oh.
pin. Jesus. Hang on.
I'm actually impressed you had that many Maple Leaf pins.
Well, with all the BS going on around with our friends south of the border, I just went and bought Maple Leafs for all my hats. Just got them off Amazon. They were like
There you go.
$19, and I got like 30 of them. And everybody gets one.
Love it. That's awesome.
But yeah, so there you go, Feeney. I got you. You're on there, buddy.
Perfect.
But yeah, it's all for a good cause, and it's really rewarding to get behind the young men like that in our sport. And they're good kids, and well, it's really nice to see that they've got something going on, and they really give a damn.
And that's the thing, is that's what we want to see, is we want to see that next generation really come in, make a mark on their own, and help it grow. And I think that's what they've started here with, is that they've came in, they've been racing for a few years now, they've established something, and now it's going to continue. And I think with the help of everyone at Sauble, it's going to turn into something phenomenal, I think.
Oh, I think it is too, and there's a bunch more. The racers in the pits are getting involved with it and helping us out with it too. So it's it's starting to grow internally, which is real cool.
And that's what you want. You want the support of everyone else around you
Yeah,
to continue that, right?
yeah.
See, I'm promising myself 45 minutes here, and we're about the 45-minute mark. So we got one more hat change.
Yep.
I love it. Put on the Sauble hat. I love it.
I got to leave with my track, guys.
You got to. Pops, it's been an absolute blast as always. I can't wait to come up on June 29th. I got to make sure to come over, stop over, say hi to you guys. We'll chat for a little bit. I'm going to get up there early enough. Hopefully we like I said, I'll come over. I'll bug you guys for a little bit. And I'm looking for, hopefully you guys have a great season. Hopefully Mother Nature stops with this R word BS because
I
it's
know.
pissing me off.
Did you see it snow today near Paul Senior?
Yes,
No.
I did. And they had hail and
Yeah,
snow.
Paul Senior posted half a foot of snow.
Unbelievable.
Jesus Christ.
No shit.
Mother Nature's offering medication. She needs to get back on it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay, you know what? One more rain weekend. If there's one more rain out, I will, Pops, you and I will personally drive up the Sauble. You and I are going to get G-strings. We're going to go on the beach.
Oh,
We're going
yeah.
to do a rain go away dance.
Buddy, it'll be a dance from hell, but I'm all in. We got to stop her somehow. Well, I'll definitely do it.
People will be watching Weenies in a circle again.
No, it'll just be the banana hammock. Let's get at it.
All right, man. Well, I know you have a laundry list of supporters, sponsors, everyone who's involved with Campground Crew Racing. And of course, before we let you go, you got to let us know who you want to thank for, your racing career, your contributions this year to racing, what you guys are up to, everything like that. So the floor is yours for the next few minutes here.
All right. Well, we can't do this without all our sponsors. A lot of our sponsors are out of Guelph. Now we are starting to branch out because of getting our name out there and doing stuff. We're picking up sponsors all over the place and different types of sponsors. They don't all have to be automotive. I've kind of learned that over the last few years. So we got BRI Metals from Guelph. We got Town and Country Fencing from Guelph. Light Metal Buildings out of Bancroft, Ontario. Walmy Filters out of Mexico. True Center Repair here in Guelph. KBR Auto Parts here in Guelph. And we picked up 2 new ones this year, which is Nairbill Designs, which is a florist, which is coming on board on the front fenders of our cars. And we have Hutchison Environmental from Bracebridge. So these people are the ones that keep us on track, keep us smiling, enjoy it. The nice thing is we're getting, a lot of interest from them all to come to the track and actually come into the pits and experience the weekend with us. And we're pushing that pretty hard. And not everybody can make it, but we try. And then we have the offshoot partners that we have, like Clark's Automotive. Everybody needs a Nick, right? Nick will help you out anytime you need. And he's a great guy, treats you well, and knows what he's talking about. So and then we've got, our Sauble Falls Tent Trailer Park. I mean, without those guys, this wouldn't be all. We never would be in this position to start with. Like Radden and Paul and Andrew and Leah and the whole family get behind us, and they all have a good laugh at it, and they come out to the track and support, and so that's been a lot of fun too. And it's just being a family, and of course our families, wives, kids, grandkids love it. They're all in, and then there's you guys, the media, like you got Jomo, Jon, Brandon, you guys. Without you, I don't get out there. Stickers and scuffs. Without Cam and Graydon, we don't get out there.
Yeah.
You guys do so much for us racers and fans. It's unbelievable. And it's the same with Pedal Power. Like it's Clark and Ingrid, they put miles on.
They do.
And, they give away free entertainment.
Yeah.
And they do it out of the heart of their souls. It's stuff like that really makes it worthwhile. And we really appreciate it.
Oh, yeah. What Pedal Power does, I was able to watch the Superstock race from last night because I heard it was really good. I was able to watch all of last night's action
Amazing.
today, right? And I can't thank them enough, because if there's a race I can get to and I'm talking to the person, or there's something I may want to check out, I put up YouTube, and there they are, right? And
Yep.
I
They're
can't
amazing.
thank them enough. They're such, and they're so nice. They're such nice people too.
Oh yeah.
Always
I
willing to
mean,
chat. Like,
they're great people. They're really good people.
now you need a pedal power hat. That's what you need next.
Yes, I do. I absolutely do, and I will be on Ingrid and Clark about that. I got lots of decals, and I love handing them out to everybody at the track up at Sauble. They don't get up much, but when they
Yep.
do, I make sure that I walk the pits and give everybody one of their decals, because they do mean a lot to us.
Oh, dude, I love seeing them. They like I said, they do such great work, and for to help provide everyone for free entertainment.
I know that's incredible.
We're so thankful for them. But man, it's been a pleasure as always. It's always so much fun. Like I said, I'll be seeing you June 29th up at Sauble. Good luck this year with Campground Crew Racing, and we appreciate you taking the time out of your night to come chat with us here on the True North Racing Podcast.
Thank you very much, guys. It was great joining you. Looking forward to see you at the track.
We'll see you soon, okay?
See you soon. See you soon, Brandon.
See you soon, buddy.
Hey, buddy, you get that modified going, but I'm rooting for you. Get her going hard.
Hopefully this weekend.
Yeah, well, I'm going to be watching for you, kiddo. Go give it a shot.
We'll
Have a good
see.
night, guys. Thanks for having me on. Talk to you real soon.
See you, bud. And we're back from our conversation with Pops Campbell. Again, you got to thank Pops for taking the time out of his night to come chat with us. It's always fun. It's always fun chatting with him. And I hope you guys enjoyed that, even though we kind of went, to be fair, it's Feeney and I, we go off the rails all the time. But including Pops in there, I think that was one of the funniest things we did tonight.
Yeah, we're really not shutting the podcast down. We're just renaming it Off the Rails after we're done.
Off the rails, yeah. Pops did, he messaged. First of all, I got to apologize. We did have some tailored to you medium design fan questions submitted, but I was stupid and the conversation was too good. I completely forgot about it, so I'm really sorry about that. I'm sure we'll try to get Pops on before the end of the season again, before we wrap up the show. And but yeah, unfortunately, we didn't get some. There was a couple good ones. Graydon chimed in asking who was the best chef. And you know what, Pops, if you listen to this, buddy, go comment below.
Or even better, you're going there in June. Why don't you just go ask some of those questions live?
Yeah, go ask him live.
We'll make it a TikTok answer.
Dude, yeah. Pops did want to let you guys know that Image Wraps is going to be on the shirts, and I guess they're going to be sponsoring him as well. Image Wraps does amazing work for the guys up north like that. There's a few cars even down south here that use Image Wraps for their products. They do a great job still. I know we're a DJD gear and DJ graphics, but like I love a good look on a race car. Darren does great work. Camrath does a great work. Anyone who does, even Lions with Creative Edge, amazing work. And I love the artistic value of a good looking race car.
Without it being like overcrowded.
Yes. They make it look sleek, but still everything stands out and they make it pop. And that's what I love. So
yeah, it's got to be like, it's a fine line of too much and not enough.
Yeah.
It's like, even like with my cars, we were like playing that when Scratch did the painting and stuff. He goes, I want to do nuts. I'm like, if you can't see nuts at freaking 100 kilometer an hour. Like there was going to be pinstriping everything on the mod. And we went with basic. And I honestly, I bug them all the time that I think Charity looks better.
Yeah. It's tough to put the cars together, but to put the cars together like that, because they're both unique, they both stand out, and that's what you want. But yeah, thank you, Image Wraps, for everything they do for Pops Campbell and for the Race for a Cure product that they're putting out. Again, if you want a t-shirt, go over to Campground Crew Racing on Facebook and comment on their post. And make sure you buy a shirt, support the cause. The money's going to go to the local cancer center up there, which is phenomenal. thank you to Cole and Carter for doing that. It's great to see young men like that do something. I wouldn't say productive, but it is productive. But for their community and really support something that affects a lot of people.
Yeah, and that's it. We're seeing more and more young people being more involved with the community with the racing. Like down here, we have Keaton Pipe that does like the bottle drives and stuff like that. And you see him
Yep.
doing like the races for charity. And then let's say as soon as Pops mentioned the Camera boys were doing race for charity, we immediately got behind that too. Like, and it was just one of those things that I think it's not so much that they are doing it because they have to. They're doing it because they want to, and that's what they're seeing. I think they're finally seeing that other side of NASCAR and everything, the good PR, like, oh, this is like good for us to do for our communities. And it's no longer the we're gonna dump people for the win. So they're seeing kind of both things kind of filter through now.
Yeah.
Because like almost every driver in NASCAR has a charity that they work with, right? Or that they own. And I think it's showing these kids that like, hey, this is good for us. Like we should do
Yeah.
this. And it's I think it's a great move for the sport to use that as an advantage.
And that's what you want. You want to have initiatives to support so that and at some point they kind of go together. They go together because then it's a great marketing tool for them and it's a great marketing tool for their cause. If they want, I'm sure if they wanted them to come on out and be like, "Hey, we're doing an event. Would you be willing to bring a race car out?" What's going to stop them from saying, "Yeah, we can't. We'd love to bring a car out." Because it's gonna turn into a partnership where one works with the other, and that's what you want to see.
Yeah, and that was honestly it was a great thing. Like when I did the Make-A-Wish stuff back in
A couple
my
years
Derby
ago,
days,
there.
oh no, Make-A-Wish was like
Oh, you
2010.
did. Oh, you didn't know one before.
Yeah. And like that actually turned into an opportunity where when I started driving stock cars in 2014, that I was doing Make-A-Wish for a couple of years, and they had James Hinchcliffe doing a ride along at Kawartha with the kids. They asked me to bring my race car and stuff too, and like I got to take the kid around in one of the race cars before Hinchcliffe did it, and it's kind of a cool experience. Like you wouldn't think of an IndyCar guy being put with like a local bone stock guy to like take a kid around the track, but like the kid loved it, and it was just like one of those things that I don't think I'll ever get to experience again because like I don't get to do that as much as I used to, but
Yeah,
it's rewarding like inside. I don't know how to say that properly, but like um yeah, it was I miss doing it, and that's kind of where my program came this year. So I'm just trying to get that little bit of feeling back where you don't completely feel like an a-hole for the year.
yeah. Heading off into this season, though, buddy, or in the season. Jesus Christ, it's getting late. That's the problem here. Um, Next weekend, you're kicking off your 2025 campaign with the modified. Next weekend, we'll deal with all that because next weekend, we're supposed to also do. I think next weekend is the not the podcast the diecast collector edition of the podcast. I got to make sure everyone's who's still on board is still on board to join us next week. But no, man, it should be fun. Yeah, you got the Oscar modified, so we're gonna break that down all next week. How the race went for you, stuff like that. I'm debating on where I'm gonna go or what I'm gonna do next weekend. I got some stuff I want to do around the house, so if I get that stuff done, maybe I'll head out. Depending on time, I don't know where I'll go yet, but we'll see.
Well, if it helps you at all, I'll be by myself working on the modified. So um yeah, and like I said, I'm going to be stressed to the max because not only are we starting the modified season, we are officially starting the mini stock season, where it's not just a shakedown. And like I was telling Pops, I'm more nervous for the driver in the Honda just because he's a good driver and he's well experienced. I'm just nervous because I've never been in this situation before, and it's weird. So
Well, we don't. I don't know like I said, I don't know what'll happen next weekend. we'll see. We'll see if I get all my stuff done around the house. That's the only. I'm gonna keep myself to it. I got some stuff I want to do next weekend. So, the next time I'm about to go on a string of like 5 races in a row, and only one of them is I get to actually sit down and watch.
Which one's that?
June 7th. Jacqueline and the kids and I were looking at going to returning to Full Throttle Speedway. It'll be my first trip since 2021, I think.
So you get a crash in the Tolton's house.
Yeah, we're gonna crash it. We're gonna crash their, we're gonna crash their party up there, see what they're up to, and it's been a while since I've been there. The kids haven't been there since 2019. I haven't been since 2020, maybe 2021. One of those 2 days. Gotta be. No, maybe the end of 2019, I guess. One of those 2 days, anyways.
Pre-COVID.
No, it was 2020. 2020 was the last time I was there.
For the bone stock big race that they had there?
I was there with Michael Kenny. He brought his mini stock out. It was the actual first official race that since things had been lifted.
Yeah, so that's when they had that big bone
lifted.
stock race that Jeff LaFlamme ran all the points, and they had minis to go with it.
Yeah, we were up there for that with the mini, and that was the last time I was there. So it's been a few years. I'm excited to go back. Kids haven't been since 2019, so that's 6 years ago. They don't remember the track. Jacqueline's never been, so it's going to be good for her to check out a new track. And then after that, we got June 14th, we'll be at Flamboro Speedway. June 21st, we'll be at Maryville Speedway. June 29th, I am at Sauble Speedway. And then July 5th, I'm back at Flamboro. And then I'm off till the 26th with you at Peterborough.
Yeah, and that's another busy week for me because I literally leave from Peterborough, go to Calabogie to do over the wall pit stops. Yep.
Oh, boy.
That was a rather uneventful weekend last weekend, other than it was wet and cold, and I only had to go over the wall once, and I didn't die, so we're pretty good.
There we go. All right, guys. Make sure you guys follow Jomo Media Promotions on all social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Make sure you guys go follow Beefy Motorsports on Facebook and Instagram for everything going on with Feeney and his racing program. Other than that, I guess we'll see you guys next week here on the True North Racing Podcast, presented by Driving with Haley. See you guys.
Thanks for tuning in to the True North Racing Podcast. Be sure to follow us on social media for more racing content and updates. You can find Jomo Media and Promotions on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and at jomomedia.ca. Until next time, keep your engines running and your belts tight.